What's up, everyone? It's Mike the Green Shake Guy, and this is part 2 for today. Okay, so we covered part 1, which was Tracy. We covered part 2, which was Lawrence passing away. And then this is part 3, which is my buddy Chad. So he calls me up. He says, I'm having all these heart problems in his mind. Now, I want you to, say that he's been to the doctors like a gazillion times. He had like massive stomach issues for 2 years, and this was a couple years ago. And I told him then, you got to go vegan, bro. You got to go vegan. You got to go plant-based. You got to, even if it's 80, 90%, because he's 100% every single meal, and that's most people, is they're eating animal products 100% of the time. Okay, so he's having all these chest pains and pains in his arms, and his heart's racing and all this stuff. So I say, okay, I scare the holy hell out of him, and I say, watch this movie. You have to watch Game Changers. The reason I always choose Game Changers is because it's done by athletes, and you have people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you have people like McGregor. In there, he says, it bit me in the ass because I was eating 2 steaks a day, and that's how he lost. So that's why I say always watch Game Changers first, especially if you're an athlete. Okay, so he watches the movie and he calls me up afterwards and he goes, "What the F?" So before this, I told him, I go, "Listen, bro, you know zero about nutrition. On a scale of 1 to 100, you're right now sitting in at 0. You know nothing about nutrition." Because now, this is also huge, is that he was actually a cook for Famous Dave's. There's a food truck here in town, and they serve really good food, and they would work at the World Series of Poker. And so this went on for years and years and years, and he would actually cook grass-fed beef and free-range chicken and salmon and all this amazing quote-unquote healthy food. Yeah, right. And so he knows a lot about cooking and food because, he was a chef, and that's what he did for, 12, 14 hours a day during the World Series of Poker. So in his mind, he was very knowledgeable about nutrition. So he watches this movie and he's like, "What the fuck, bro?" He goes, "I didn't know any of this stuff. Like, how do people not know this stuff?" That was just from one movie. Because it teaches you stuff about real nutrition, whole plant-based food nutrition. And people think that, eating, grass-fed beef is healthy. No, it's not. Okay. If you just look up what is cholesterol, what does cholesterol do, you'll know. Okay. But it's much easier to just watch the damn movie. I mean, how fucking hard is it to sit down for an hour and a half and watch a documentary? How hard is it? People get so freaking offended. It's like you shot their freaking dog and raped their mom or something. Like if you say something about, animal products, it's like you shouldn't eat freaking meat, and they take offense to it. Like, bro, are you freaking retarded? I'm just saying that it's a proven freaking fact that all animal products have cholesterol, and cholesterol causes disease, heart problems, type 2 diabetes, asthma, you name it. It's caused by plant protein or animal protein. Hello, McFly. So it's not my opinion. These are facts. And if you want to learn about them, then watch the freaking movie. How freaking hard is it to sit down for an hour and a half and watch a goddamn documentary? It's impossible, because people literally get offended when you say, just get some education. Okay, so he watches the movie. He calls me up the next day. And he's like, "Dude, I gotta," because he started right away. And he's like, I gotta get food. I don't know how to eat like this. I don't know what to do. What the hell am I going to eat? Because it's people's perception that, I gotta eat salads all day. No, you could eat everything, just plant-based. It's super easy, right? So I'm like, okay, meet me over at Sprouts and I'll show you the ropes. So he shows up and we go over to Sprouts, okay? And this is, all the food he got. I think he spent like $350 or $400. He filled up his cart. I'm going to show you here in a second. So I go over there and I'm showing him, okay, so if it says cholesterol on the label, obviously there's more to it. But the main thing for people who don't know is, does it have cholesterol, yes or no? If it has cholesterol, then what does it have in it? It has, animal protein, animal fat. So that's a sure sign. Now, obviously, again, like, you don't want to eat, horrible food, Pepsi and potato chips. So you still want to eat, somewhat clean, but plant-based. Okay, so if you look right there, you can see there everything on there. And look, he even got cookies. Those are vegan cookies. And he got the, you know, the green shake, and he got these are unbelievable. He put hummus on those. Oh my God. And he got Ezekiel bread, and he got some oat milk, and, you know, he got some apples, and, you know, all this stuff, and bananas, all this stuff. But so, you know, he's getting spaghetti and all this stuff, and he's getting pizzas, and he's getting all this stuff, and he's like, this is vegan? I'm like, yeah, that's vegan, bro. And so he's freaking out. He's like, I can get hot dogs, and I can get pepperoni, and I can get pizza and all this stuff, and I get cheese. I'm like, yeah, you get all that stuff, but plant-based. It's super, super, super good, right? So this is my boy Chad right there, a crazy bearded fool right there. And look what he's holding. He's holding Zevia, okay? So what is Zevia? See right here. This is him holding Zevia. So, you know, most people like to drink soda and, you know, pop and all that stuff. But if you get it without all the horrible sweeteners in there, you know, high fructose corn syrup, for example, you know, and have it, you know, swap it out with Zevia, then it's way, way, way more healthy, right? You can see here he's got potatoes and French fries and all this stuff, you know, tons and tons and tons of stuff. And he had no clue. I mean, literally, his knowledge of nutrition was a zero. After he watched his first movie, he knew probably 60 to 70% more than the rest of the world. And after he watched the second movie, he was probably in the 95th percentile of having more knowledge about nutrition than everyone else on planet Earth. And that is insane, but it's true. So look right here. That is a big ass, huge thing of groceries, right? So his cart is just jam-packed full of groceries, and he had no idea that you could go shopping and get that many groceries and have it 100% plant-based and all vegan. So his mind was just blown. He got his chocolate milk that he likes, you know, every single thing that he wanted, whether it was pizza or chocolate milk or spaghetti or whatever the case may be, he got it. And you would think, oh, you know, he's 160, 170 pounds. He's healthy. No. No. My buddy, who, dear friend of mine, I'll show you his picture. So my buddy Paulo, he died a couple years ago, and I think I made a video about this on Instagram. But anyway, so he was one of the best, you know, in shape guys at the gym. He was actually like 60 years old, but he always walked around with like 5% body fat. He looked phenomenal for his age too. He's like looked crazy, and he had a heart attack a year prior. And I was like, every single day, I would yell at him. I'm like, bro, you got to go plant-based. You got to quit eating so much meat. The guy literally ate meat every single meal. You know, chicken and rice, typical bodybuilder, right? And he'd been doing this, and he had a heart attack. So for that last year, I was screaming at him all the time, bro, you got to chill with the plant product, or with the animal products. You got to get plant-based in you. Just ignored me. So I'm sitting at the restaurant. I'm sitting at Sunrise Cafe, and he was supposed to come and meet me. And I get a call on my phone from him, and it's his roommate, and he tells him he died. You know, freaking looked phenomenal, but always ate animal products. And a year after he had his first heart attack, he died. Horrible. And Lawrence, who's my children's stepfather, looked phenomenal, great shape. You know, 6'3", you know, good looking dude. Went to the gym, whole deal. Doesn't matter. You cannot eat animal products and expect to live to 100. Not going to happen. Now, is there an occasional person that does this? Of course. I'm talking about 95% of the world's population here. Okay, I want to give you an example of like vegan food, okay? This is Chef Kenny, okay? He's here in Las Vegas, and all of his cuisine is Asian vegan cuisine. And in a million years, you'd never think it's vegan. Like, look at this sushi. That's just absolutely insane. And it tasted unbelievable. Look at this chow mein. Obviously, you know, this is like a once every 2, 3, 4 week kind of thing. I haven't been there in 4 years or so, 4 or 5 years, but the food is absolutely phenomenal. So you can get normal type food, just plant-based. Look at these shrimp. Those are salt and pepper shrimp, and they were absolutely phenomenal. But of course, it's vegan. And my daughter Natasha loved these dumplings. Mushroom, they're amazing. And look, vegan chicken, okay? This was absolutely phenomenal, mushroom chicken. And then my other daughter, Nadia, ordered that soup. So yeah, so you can eat vegan, you can eat plant-based. There's no sacrifice. It tastes a million times better, I swear to God. But yeah, so definitely watch Forks Over Knives, What the Hell, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Food Choices, Game Changers. Definitely worth your while. And here's the thing, guys, if you don't agree with it, then don't do it. but there's no point in not seeking knowledge. Boom.